Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. Well, I like to call her the Energizer Bunny of Baylor University.
And I will take that.
Yeah,
I will take that.
Well, Van Davis, I am just so pleased to get to visit with you today as you are wrapping up a stellar career at Baylor University as the Assistant Director of Wellness, Fitness, and Nutrition, Director of the various programs at what we call the SLIC, which is the
location of the program is at the SLIC, McLean SLIC. But what I do, my program is actually called the FitWell program, fitness activities within the wellness department. And it's been a great 23 years running.
It's kind of flown by, hasn't it?
It has. It really has. Because when I came on in 1999, remember the Prince song, Party Like 1999? That was the year. And when we all thought the world was going to end, right?
I know.
But 23 years later, a lot of wonderful things has happened. And like I said, I've enjoyed every minute of the 23 years I've been there.
But a very special time as you are retiring, and they are celebrating you quite thoroughly, as they should, because you really kind of are the face of what's happening where fitness, and I guess the first time I met you or was aware of you, it was probably one of the walks or races or something, and usually there's a little warm up ahead of time, and this cute little gal was just bouncing around and getting everybody kind of moving before the starting pistol and everybody took off. But this has been a passion of yours for a long time, but not your sole passion, because you are big into volleyball.
Well, I have a lot of passion. One, definitely volleyball is one of my passion, and that's really the key area that God has really gifted me to do a lot with the sport itself. I did play in high school, in college, coach in college for 6 seasons, and when I came to Waco, I actually started the Waco Juniors Volleyball Club.
Right.
There was no volleyball club in Waco or any surrounding community. And so we started that. So my daughter has a club to play in. And I remember we had 8 girls and 1 team. And when I left the club and gave it to one of my assistant coaches, we actually had 14 teams.
Oh, my goodness.
We were the only club in this community. And now there are several clubs in the community now. But the Waco Juniors is still one of the premier club here in Waco. And I'm very proud of that legacy.
Well, volleyball, I mean, it's one of those sports for life, really.
That's correct.
People play it on, as they age. But let's kind of go back. You lived for 15 years in Thailand. Tell me about your background and how you got to, I guess, New Mexico is where you moved to?
Actually, to Arizona first.
Arizona.
I was born and raised 15 years. I came to the United States, and of all the high schools I could attend and graduated from, I attended and graduated from Tombstone High School. And you're laughing.
Yeah,
because
you can hear the harmonica playing right now.
When I tell the students this at the beginning of the semester, when I'm getting ready to teach my volleyball class, I would tell them my background, and you could hear a pin drop. They have no idea where Tombstone, Arizona is. Exactly. And
so how did that work? I mean, what were your folks doing that brought you there?
My stepfather was stationed in Fort Huachuca, which is in Sierra Vista, Arizona.
Okay.
And but then somehow the house that we lived in, I had to be transported to Tombstone because Tombstone did not have was not big enough to have a school with just the people in Tombstone. So Huachuca City people and several of the surrounding communities has to be bussed in. And that's how I met my husband, actually.
Oh, really?
My freshman year in high school, I met my husband. He was a sophomore, and we've been together ever since. Yeah, 40-something years.
Raymond, yes. And what a delight. And how he retired from his work last year.
He retired last year about this time, and that's one of the a big reason why I'm leaving Baylor, because he's retired. He wants to travel. And not to say that I cannot travel working at Baylor, but this will allow me to just make the schedule and be able to do it whenever we feel like traveling. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you obviously have a very demanding career at Baylor, and you teach classes. Do you also do, as a health and wellness type coach, do you have individual clients you work with?
Well, I have trainers and advisors who actually see clients one-on-one. I do have a few personal training clients. Whenever we, like right now during the summer, all of our trainers are gone. So Van Davis will be, has been the trainer for since June.
Yeah.
But it's fun because I really love to do one-on-one work. Because I love building relationship, and when you're working with somebody one-on-one, you can get to know them and you can really be there for them, not only as a personal trainer, but as a coach, as a friend. It depends on the client what they really need, and as a trainer, you put on different hats, different days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had the chance to interview Shemaine Nugent, and of course, she's really into health and wellness and how to kind of take control of your physical situation, and also your emotional. That all ties in together. I guess you've probably seen success stories with folks who are really struggling with weight and all those kinds of things. What kind of success stories do you have?
Well, when I train people, to me, it's not so much about the weight scale. And when somebody comes in, most of the time people are going to say, I would like to lose
I need to
a
lose
few inches
25
here.
pounds. Yeah.
Exactly. And then we really go back into this needs to be a part of your journey for the rest of your life, and not so much of a destination. Once you get there in however long, does it stop? But to me, the ability that I get to connect with somebody and change their lives for the better every day is not just how much weight you can lift today, how much weight you can lose in a month, but it's really about feeling better, being empowered. And then you can take all that energy and that positivity and be able to do better in life. Be able to be a better mother, a better wife, a better sister. And there's just so much more than just lifting weights and training, because it's just really about the whole dimension. You're not just a physical well-being dimension. When you're working out, you do feel better, and it affects your mental, your social, your spiritual, everything. So just the gift of being able to do that and help someone along that journey is amazing. And I've seen, of course, people losing weight, but more the important thing is they're able to keep what they do throughout their life. They'd be able to work out twice a week, 3 times a week, and it becomes a part of who they are, and it becomes a part of a daily routine, just like brushing your teeth.
Right.
And to me, that's a real success, is to be able to see someone being consistent with their well-being.
Yeah, of course, your formative years were in Thailand. Was there quite a cultural shock moving to Arizona? And compare and contrast the two cultures, particularly food-wise. I've always heard, you get fit in the gym, but you lose weight in the kitchen.
Yes.
And how would you contrast the two
I think the
cultures when it comes to food?
Well, when it comes to food, growing up, we eat everything very fresh. I don't think I've tasted fried anything until I came to the United States.
Really? There's no
we
fried
fry stuff, but to me it was more, the stir fried vegetable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stir
Kinda
fry,
quick fry.
a lot of soups, a lot of fresh vegetable that you dip into different sauces, and I think the biggest difference though is the lifestyle. The lifestyle growing up, I did not have a bicycle. We walk everywhere, from the house to the school to. And if we want to go across the canal, we swim across, or take a little boat across, but or take a bus. We didn't have a car growing up. Really? So, all of that, if you want to get to point A to point B, you walk. So that was a way of life. We didn't watch our weight. We didn't worry about calories because
you were burning it off.
Exactly.
Just living.
We ate to make sure that we can do all the things we need to do to live. Yeah. But coming to this country, the combination of foods that may not be as healthy for you, plus also the sedentary of a lot of of our culture leads to the overweight and all of that. And I want to be able to impact our community in this next chapter of my life, where bringing people together and let's move for fun of it, for the health of it, right? And it's not so much of the set goals that we have, but if we come together and we move together and we stay active, the things that are going to happen, the changes in our physical well-being is going to happen because we're being more physically active. And then we're going to be talking about what are some healthy choices. So we're going to eat better. We're going to drink more water. We're going to sleep more hours. So all of that is going to allow the community to be healthier. And that's kind of where I'm going in the next phase of my life.
Well, you are retirement age. I'm not going to say what age you are.
I will be 61 in 17 more days.
Oh, you're just a baby. You are just a baby. But I'm sure you have noticed a few changes, as you age, just, not fitness level, but just energy. I've found just energy.
The
level.
energy, in order to maintain your weight, you have to do a little bit more and eat a little bit less. That's just the way God designed this to be, right?
Yeah.
You would think as we get older, things would be much easier.
No.
But no, it's not quite. And then also aches and pains. The activities that I used to do even 10 years ago, the next day I feel it more intensely. My soreness is there a little bit longer than before. The recovery takes a little bit longer. And then also arthritis. I kept myself pretty active and pretty healthy, but all of a sudden, the fingers are not closing very well.
Right, you kind of notice.
The lubrication is not quite there. So things like that, many changes, but through all of that, the key to success of living a quality of life is to move our bodies, to find ways that we can move our bodies every day. And I'm not talking about having to go out and run a marathon or do a 5K.
No.
I'm just talking about walking. Just walk around the block. If you're not doing anything at all, just a 5-10 minute walk a day, that's going to be a huge difference. So whatever it is that we can do, just move our body, this living body, I call it life vehicle that we're sitting in right now, is not made to be inactive. It's made to be moving. So just, my key thing is for people to just move every day, whether it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes. If they're already doing something physically, then keep that going.
Yeah.
But for lots of people in the population, we're not doing much. We just need to move.
Yeah. Well, I like to follow you on Facebook and social media, and I know your mom you take walks with her regularly, right?
The only way that I'm going to have some alone time with my mom is, with the pandemic, people always ask, what were some positive that you can pull out of the pandemic? And for me, I can truly say that I became a morning person. I've always been a night owl, always. I mean, when my husband's asleep at 10 o'clock, I'm still up to 1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I work, and I'm up at 6 or whatever. But now I get to walk with my mom at 5:30 every morning, and it's still very difficult, but I'm doing it so I can spend that time with her.
And when does she get up?
She goes to sleep pretty early. She gets up at 3 or 3:30.
Oh, really?
If it's up to her, she would be walking at 4. I told her my
still
physical
dark.
well-being does not work at any time with before 5 something, right? That's really stretching it. But it's been so much fun getting to spend that quality time with her. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, in the summertime, that's the best time to do something like that outside.
We've gone through a 20-degree weather walk. My mom does not walk for any reason except rain.
She walks
She
every
will
day?
walk when it's 20 degrees, when it's 30 degrees, when it's windy like crazy. She's out there.
Yeah, bless her heart.
Because I'm afraid that the wind would knock her down.
Yeah.
That's why I'm there. I want to make sure that she's
That
safe.
she's okay, yeah.
But for her, if I'm even a minute late, she's already out the door. she is that adamant about
Yeah.
being on a routine.
Well, what a
So-
great example, though.
Oh,
I mean, that really
I
is.
aspire to be like my mom. I want to be walking 3 miles when I'm 85 years young.
Well, she's a delight. You are a delight. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to tell why we're wearing these Hawaiian leis. So we will be right back.
Hey y'all, I'm April,
Hi, I'm Caroline.
and we have a new podcast for you. What's it called, Caroline?
Bloody Happy Hour.
It's going to be your new favorite guilty pleasure. We're going to talk about some bloody stuff. Serial killers, true crime,
Rape.
rapists. Why not join us? We'll have a good time.
You literally never know. I don't know what I'm going to say. Bloody Happy Hour. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Welcome to One Star Rewind, a new podcast about those dreaded one-star reviews that every business owner hates to receive, but yet every customer loves to read. During this podcast, we will peel back that one-star review to better understand how it happened, when it happened, and what the business owner is doing after receiving that one-star review. This podcast will be about love, hate, and laughter. On One Star Rewind, we will meet with real business owners who will tell their stories and how they do rely on reviews for their business. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or download us at roguemedianetwork.com. Please subscribe, but only rate and review for not a one-star review. Join us each time for a new review and a new story.
What's your emergency?
Do you hear that? It's coming from the house.
It's coming from inside the house? Do you mean? Could it be?
The Poltergeist. New from Rogue Media. Two haunted hotties talking about haunted places. Every episode we dive deep into the darkest places and give you a bit of history.
We're getting spooky in all the right places.
You've gobbled your last ghoul.
Follow along for the craziest and spookiest stories with Debbie's Dark Tourism. The Stanley Hotel,
Winchester House,
The Alamo,
Hotel Monte Vista.
and more spooky places. Find us at _Poltergals. POLTERGALS.
Look over your shoulder. It's us,
The Poltergals. Wherever you consume the podcast, you can find us there.
And we are back with Van Davis, she's retiring from Baylor as the assistant director of health, fitness, and wellness at Baylor. You were recently honored as alumni by choice, which I love that because, I mean, if there's any sporting event, football game, basketball, whatever, and there's somebody in a crazy green and gold wig or whatever, it's likely Van. I mean, that's why I call you the Energizer Bunny of Baylor. I mean, you go to all of the events and you support the kids and the students, and you really are a Baylor fan extraordinaire.
Well, I do love everything about Baylor. You know, green and gold are my favorite colors now. And it's funny you mentioned about wearing wigs and all of that, because when we first came to start going to the games, I remember going to the basketball game and I would have my wigs on and everything. And for about the whole season, my husband kept saying, "I'll just meet you there." I didn't understand. I thought he just had to work late.
No.
He did not want to walk in with me.
With you.
Because one time I was carrying my big green wig and I was carrying it. When we went inside, I said, "Wait for me for a second." And I went to the bathroom to put it on. I came out, both my daughter and my husband were gone.
They were
And then luckily I had my tickets. So then I'm, with my wig on, I'm walking into the stadium, into the field house, and I saw my husband and my daughter, and I remember walking over, and I sat down, and they both got up and moved to seat over just to prank me. But now my husband not only walks with me, he holds my hand, and he walks in proudly, like, yes, I'm with this crazy woman.
Well, yeah, you always make it in the cutaways for the TV cameras because they love.
I'm definitely not shy, right?
Yeah, they love. Well, you're not shy, and as an athlete yourself in an earlier day, and then a coach. I mean, I think you know how important that fan support is.
It's very important, and then to be able to build connection with the athletes, especially the volleyball team. To me, that has been such an honor for me. I get to go in and talk to them and do a little presentation for them. Talk about Molly. I was their official scorekeeper for about 20 years, actually, until I retired 6 years ago. And now I get to just be a fan, and it's fantastic. I get to be there and yell for them, not have to worry about, am I being biased? I'm sitting at the score table, yelling, cheering on, clapping with my feet underneath the table and stuff like that. Yeah. Now I can just yell and scream with my pom-poms, and I'm in a happy place.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we're going to back up a little bit, though. In 2009, you were inducted into the Western New Mexico University Athletics Hall of Fame.
Wow, you did your
I do a little homework.
You did a lot of research.
Well, but that's what an honor. How wonderful that is that they recognize the contributions that you made to their athletic program.
I was the first inductee that was inducted as an athlete and a coach. So I was very pleased and very happy about that. And yes, that's such a big honor to be able to be there and to represent not only volleyball, but just a female athlete, in general, and as a coach, and for your university, your alma mater, to recognize you and honor you. That was a very special weekend for sure.
It had to have been. Okay, we'll talk about another special weekend that is coming up, and it's an event in August, and that's why we're wearing these Hawaiian.
Aloha.
You love a party. I mean,
I'm party waiting to happen.
You are a party waiting to happen, and you especially love the band, the Morticians.
I love the Morticians.
And I love the Morticians too. And we've been to a lot of different Morticians dances, and you said, I want to do something in the summer. This was last year, just to mark your husband's retirement and your birthday, right? Mm-hmm. So we had the first Rock and Luau, and I helped on your committee to get this off. It was a first event. It was loads of fun. Everybody had a great time.
So much fun. And, what better way than during the summer to bring people together to dance and to have good foods, and then to raise a little money for some organizations, in town. And we were very happy about not only the event itself, but to be able to raise money last year for the Waco Family Abuse Center and also Caritas. Mm-hmm. And this year we're doing the Waco Family Abuse Center and Compassion Ministries.
Ministries,
we're so excited about that.
Yeah. Well, it's wonderful, and it's going to be again a party. Going to have a different venue though. We're going to be at the Palladium on August 20th. Mm-hmm. August 20th is a Friday evening.
It's a Saturday.
Saturday
at 5:30.
And George's is going to have luau food, and the whole bit going to be a lot of fun.
And I checked; there are no football games. Right. There's not a lot going on, and hopefully people will be back from vacation.
Yeah, so it might be about the time of school start. I don't know exactly when school starts.
It should be about the same weekend that school's starting. Yeah. So everybody should be back in Waco, so it's time to party down.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. So how can folks get tickets for this again at the Palladium on the 20th of August?
Well, one of the easiest way is to go to our Facebook pages, right? We'll have the flyer on there, and then on the flyer there's actually going to be a QR code that people can just take a picture of that.
Yeah.
And we'll also add the link to it that people can just click on the link and be able to go and reserve their ticket. They can just email me, van_Davis@Baylor.edu. Call me at 254-716-8605 and just message us. You are in the committee, myself and a few others, and we'll make sure that we get you some tickets. That's for sure.
Well, it's going to be loads of fun. It's going to start at what time?
It's going to start at 5:30. We'll start eating about 5:30. The band will play at 7:00.
Yeah.
And they do such a great job. I mean, what a great group of guys and gal. We have a female singer that will be there.
Yeah, Lorna.
And
She'll be
Lauren,
there.
yes. And they do such a great job. And we've been going to their dances, gosh, when they used to have a Valentine's dance every year.
Right.
So we're hoping that all the people who used to go to their Valentine's dance would come to our luau and make this an annual, not Valentine's, but a luau party.
Well, and it's a lot of fun. And what a fun way to kind of dress up and have fun and kind of bring the summer season sort of to an end.
Yeah.
It will still feel like summer for a few more months.
That's right.
But what a wonderful evening that's going to prove to be, and what a gift. In fact, I was talking to the president of the board of Compassion Ministries. She goes, and what do we have to do? No, she just wants to bless you with any pros. You'll divide it between the two agencies, and it's wonderful.
And we have so many great organizations who they're doing some wonderful things, and with everything that's going on right now, there are so many people who are needing some extra help, whether it's a place to sleep or some clothing, whatever. But, if we can do it and have fun, doing it, have a little party and then raise a little money for a good cause. I mean, I cannot think of anything else better that we can do.
Yeah, it's really a brilliant idea that you had. It's a lot of work, to put something like this together, but you've got some great sponsors who have come alongside.
And we need some more sponsors.
Yeah,
so
if you'd like to.
Yes, definitely.
To sponsor, that would be great. And again, so how can folks get in touch with you?
I think the easiest way is just email me, van_Davis@Baylor.edu, and I will give you all the information, send you a direct link. And we'll be posting. We'll have new flyers coming out this weekend. So we're going to be posting on all the social medias, on all the committees, and we're gonna make this a huge fun end of the summer event for a great cause.
Oh, for a very great cause. I really am looking forward to it. Well, Van, you've done this before. And you may have forgotten your answers, because I know I have forgotten your answers. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do. I like to end these little visits.
These are always so much fun.
With the James Lipton questionnaire. What is your favorite word?
Awesome. And I think I said this the last couple of times. Awesome is my favorite word. Actually, as I go into my next venture, I have Be Awesome Now venture that I'm going to be doing. And, when I say to Ann, you're awesome, it comes with each letter. A for amazing, you're amazing, wonderful, exceptional, S for spectacular, O for outstanding, M for magnificent, and the last E for extraordinary. So, and you're awesome. And that's not just a word. It comes very powerfully with all those amazing words.
My goodness.
And I wanted to be able to use that to inspire girls and women to love, live, and lead better. So that's kind of my next venture, my future or my near future goals.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Okay, your least favorite word?
Can't. That might be, that's easy to me. Can't, or anything negative. God's gift me this with positive thinking, and it's very difficult for me to hear people that are pessimistic or sarcastic and just not positive. That's difficult. But can't, because I coach, I do a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
And when the first thing
you hear that a lot.
The first thing is that,
I just can't do that.
Exactly. And once I hear it, I would stop everybody and I would explain why we can.
Yes. Yeah. What turns you on then, creatively, spiritually, or emotionally? I
think people in general. I love to be around people. People in general just give me this fuel. And but I also love to be by myself. But when I'm in a group of people, especially like-minded people, people who are positive and energetic, it's just like we can do so much. We can take this to the world,
Harness all this.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that just being around good people, that just very yeah.
Well, what turns you off then, creatively or spiritually or emotionally?
Tell you the truth, all the division that's happening right now with our politics, with, people taking sides. I mean, to me, when I come to this wonderful country, coming from a third world country, and you see so much in America, you see all that. I know I do. I see all that's positive and good. And as I got older, it just become this division. If you have to feel like you're with this side or not that side, or if you're on this side, you have to disagree with the other side. No, we're people, and we need to just do good things for mankind.
Yeah.
Period. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. What sound do you love the most?
The ocean.
The ocean.
I sleep with it every night. I have this little
Sound
ocean
machine.
wave, a sound machine that has ocean wave, and it just relaxes me. I can put myself, by the beach somewhere.
Yeah.
And it's always that's a way I relieve my stress. I just think about that, and I'm there, and it's
So
great.
many people, their answer is like, it has to do with water. It might be rain on the roof, but it has to do with water, a trickling brook, whatever. It's amazing how water has that calming
Right.
influence.
Right.
What's your least favorite sound then?
The fingernails on the chalkboard.
On the board, don't even say that. Oh yeah, don't even say that.
Oh, that's yes.
Okay, what other profession would you like to have tried now that you're bringing your kind of career to a conclusion to start a new phase?
There's a lot of things that I would like to try, but the ultimate thing, if God were to just give me with the talent, I would love to be able to be a singer and be able to sing. Like I always say, I would love to sing like Celine Dion. She's got a beautiful voice.
Yes, she does.
And be able to dance like Janet Jackson, and to combine those two together and do concerts, and the money that I raise from the concert, I would just give it to different country who needs the money.
Wow.
So I just do one concert a week and just put the proceed to different countries. I would already have an earmark, and that's it. I mean, who needs all that money when you can do good? Just more good to people. That's what I would love to do.
As an entertainer. Well, what profession do you know you would not want to do?
I don't, and I've done this in my just one time in my career, to have a desk job.
Yeah.
I am not made to go to a workplace and sit.
Yeah.
And I did that, the short-lived work for 2 weeks and turned in my notice.
This is not for me.
No, and it was a great job.
Yeah.
It has great benefits, federal work.
Yeah.
It was really great. And my husband and I would have the same schedule, same holidays.
Yeah, and on paper, it made sense.
Exactly. And he was made for that,
Yeah.
and he's done
Right.
great 30 years. But I remember at the end of the first week, I went home and I told my husband, I don't think I'm made for this. And he said, Van, do what your heart desire.
Right.
And
What a
so the
good husband.
second week I went back in and I said, I know you created this position for me, but I'm going to give my 2 weeks notice. I really cannot sit, in one place. And and so I left the job, went to the YMCA and had the best time, and took about $60,000 pay cut, but it's all worth it.
It was
It was
worth
all
it.
worth it, yes.
Well, finally, when you arrive at the pearly gates, what do you want to hear the Lord say to you?
Well done, Van. Well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always tell my girls, I said, one person can make a difference. You might not change a lot of things, but within your community, I want him to be able to say, you know what? You did everything you could within your community.
Yeah.
And I think that would be very satisfying to me.
Yeah. Well, you are doing it well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Van. Looking forward to the Luau again, August 20th at the Palladium in downtown Waco. I hope to see you all there too as well.
That's right.
It's going to be loads of fun. Thank you, girl.
We'll come
Appreciate
hang
you.
loose together.
That's right.
And aloha.
Aloha.
Yes, hang loose.
Central Texas Life with Ann Harder is part of the Rogue Media family. Be sure to check out our other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. Please rate this show 5 stars on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Join us again soon for more Central Texas Life with Ann Harder.